Hello, queens and kings. It's Dana Stewart Coates, Killer Queen Antique Jewelry, with another haul for you. The sterling one. Now, most of these are antique. Some of these are vintage, and I think there are just a couple pieces that are newer. So let's get started with the rings. I've had several people ask me about this fantastic Art Nouveau chalcedony. Let's get right in there and see the details. Those do not look like British hallmarks to me. Let's turn it up this way and see if we can get something a bit more discernible on it. It looks like a H at the end. I know positively from the design that it is Art Nouveau or Jugendstil, new style, German for new style. Ooh. I also know positively that it can't be sized. Might be able to be stretched a tiny bit because the band is substantial, but it sits around an 8. And because it's deep, like I wear a 7 3/4 ring. And usually if a ring is wider, I have to take a larger ring because it has to cover the bigger bit of my finger. But because this one has that little, well, a whole lot of extra room on the inside, it fits me quite comfortably. Even when my hands are arthritically swollen like they are tonight. Well, the other one you asked about was the green, glowing green Celtic chalcedony. It's actually just over a size 10. Incredibly. Can't take them smaller, can take them larger. That gorgeous tiger's eye is about an 8.5. Larger fingered people rejoice. That incredible Art Nouveau styled dragon's breath. Now, when I say styled, it is Art Nouveau and Bohemian. Now, this one sits just about a 6 right now. Maybe a bit, because it does have that, again, a bit of an open back work. So if you wore a 6, you could just wear it comfortably without having it sized. This one, the little Jasper, it's a little bit misshapen. I'll have Bob fix that up. It's around a 7. It's not going to be very much money. It's just, it is Art Deco, but one of the claws is missing. The stone is in there securely. It might be your opportunity to own a reasonably priced Art Deco ring. It's around a 7. Those are, look how beautiful. They're almost purple. Those are almondine garnets. I love this little Art Deco ring. Look how stunning it is styled. this registers a sapphire. It's too perfect to be set in sterling. It's currently a 5. I'm sure it's lab created. And yes, even during the Art Deco time, from the late 1800s, they could make lab grown gemstone. Now, this one is completely hallmarked. Birmingham. I can't quite make out the date, and I forget what I dated it at. I will check again. It's a large, those are rock crystal, and it is a large gypsy ring, just over an 8. Those are gypsy set stones. That's what they call the gypsy set stone. There's some just, wow, okay. Didn't expect that to go down over a 10. Pretty amber. Large blue lace agate. This one's vintage. Gosh, that ring is heavy. I'll weigh it up for you if you want. But it's just around a 6. Just above the 6. But it does have that little bit of extra room. This is that Kirk's Folly. I really need to show that gorgeous Kirk's Folly bracelet, and I will tomorrow when I show you glass. Now, tomorrow I'm going to make 2 videos. This ring is a 9 1/4. The little Moitois ruby is just about 6 3/4 at the moment. Those are really pretty. I'm sure they were lab enhanced because it's set in sterling again. This is that huge, rare blue uranium. Currently, it's about a 5. I might get a little bit more out of it because the back's open a bit. That's the adjustable amber. But at the moment, well, it's going to go all the way up to probably a 10 or down to probably a 6. It's adjustable. This amber so it's at an 8. Some people like petite rings. I mean, clearly not me. The bigger the better. Sterling. I can't remember. We'll have to test that one again if that is citrine or citrine crystal. I think it's citrine crystal. It's a 5. There's a gorgeous Victorian buckle. And that's just over an 8. There's that pretty Art Deco styled. Look at the color on that amethyst. Oh my goodness. Just over a 6 currently. I like these multi-stones. And I showed you a couple weeks ago. This isn't Geco, but the multi-stone idea started with Art Deco jewelry. This one is a 6. And if we zoom out, you can see my Tiffany sunglass case sitting back there. And the reason, and something sitting on top of it. Well, that little something is an original Tiffany & Co. 837 band. Now, this one is just over an 8. And I will tell you, because it is so thick, it fits my 7 3/4 finger a little tight. Like, this is about an 8 1/4, and I think I would take an 8 1/2 to wear it comfortably all the time because my hands swell. All right, let's clear those away. Just wanted to show you the sterling rings and give you the sizes if you're interested in any of them or all of them. I'm going to show you next maybe some necklaces. Well, first of all, there's a gorgeous one on the bust. It's marcasite and blue spinel. I love the mill-grain setting around the stone. Because it's not dated, I would put this anywhere from Edwardian to Deco. Just with the style of the necklace. Sorry about that shifting camera work. Originally tonight I wanted to do the sterling and the gold, but I can tell you I am suffering with a terrible headache and I don't want it to turn into a migraine. 17 inches. I think I have some spinel earrings here somewhere too. Sorry about that. Don't need the ring sizer. So now we're going to show some more necklaces. This one's quite tangled, of course. Now this is definitely Deco. Scottish. Gorgeous. Split prong. Set carnelian. Now this one has, we can always put an extender on a sterling necklace like this, 17 inches. That's gorgeous. Let's leave that there. Now, this brooch is about 1.5 inches, and it is Scottish banded agate and Victorian. This gorgeous banded agate pendant is Art Deco by design, and 2.5 inches long. The little Scottish brooches that are sterling. They're just about 1.5 inches, 1 3/4 inches, and that is citrine crystal. This one's about 1 inch. The little lucky horseshoe. The stag is about 1.5 inches. The amethyst crystal and thistle is about 1 inch. And that one's probably 1930s because it's rhodium plated. You can tell it's a little bit more silvery. Now this one is Victorian aesthetic with citrine crystals and agate slices. Looks like bloodstone and carnelian. And it is all completely hallmarked in the back. I measured the thing. Probably not. Just about an inch. This gorgeous Victorian bow is about an inch as well. The banded agate. I think I like banded agate. Maybe I have a banded agate problem. I'm not sure. Now that incredible Victorian brooch is about 2 inches wide and about 1.25 inches high. And you can either put a safety or you could actually wear that as a pendant. It would look incredible. Let's see. Yeah, I have one out. It would actually look really incredible on a torque. Absolutely. Absolutely fantastic. Now, any of those brooches, I only got 10 in, but these are sterling brooch converters. Now, I do have some sterling gilt, and I do have some costume. Might as well do these at one time just to get through them, right? Because I do have 2 of them. Citrine crystal, sterling, Victorian, just over an inch. Look how those glow, faceted fobs. This one antique. Oh yes. A Celtic penannular. It's just about 2 inches, give or take. That incredible Art Deco. 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches. Green-eyed marcasite snake. And when I put this out earlier, I saw the marcasite earrings and the pools of light and the marcasite necklace pools of light, and I was, yeah. Am I matchy-matchy? I can be. Rare turquoise Victorian heart. Padlock. There is a trick to those. I know I struggled with the last one, but you just have to push it in and pull back. Now, these are going to have to go to Bob tomorrow because Bob was a silversmith, and that was his original training as a jeweler. That one is 1886. Funny that the coin is a bit more worn. And this one is 1879. And these are padlocks. They called them trench art. I guess they were made in the trenches during World War I. And they're quite rare. They're sterling silver and they're padlocks. Now, I'll get Bob to show me how to open it because many of them, I've never seen a key for one of them, to be quite honest with you. But I think you just need a little tiny pair of pliers to twist it. It's that type of padlock. But I'll get him to go over the mechanisms. They're incredibly rare, and they retail here for around £100, which is about $133 at the moment. Now, of course, I'm going to forget a couple necklaces. the vintage chalcedony. I love chalcedony because it glows. And this is glowing and faceted. It's on an 18-inch chain. The Scottish Trifoil with Ocean Jasper. Is on a 17-inch chain currently. Love that piece. Am I getting too close? Sorry, guys. And then this one is on its original vintage 16-inch chain. I can either give you an extender if you want to keep the original chain, but it's that beautiful Connemara marble. Shamrock. There's a vintage pair of, they're a little heavy. Gorgeous sterling silver hoops that are about 1 inch. I mean, they're very well made. I just remember there's another pair downstairs. They're about 1.5 inches. They're a little bit larger. Now, this is a modern Scottish silversmith. And can I remember his name? Not right at the moment. I will remember before this. I will look it up and remember about before the sale. But this, too close. This is absolutely gorgeous on either a torque or a chain. Actually, it looks really, really good on a torque. But they are a modern Scottish artist. Now I have not one, but two. This one is Chevron Amethyst. Quite gorgeous. It's vintage. It is not antique. Clearly, it has a big lobster, sterling lobster clasp. And I want to say, yeah, they're like 20 inches. Now, this is Scottish Banded Agate. I love that disco ball faceting. Love it, love it, love it. You know me. Give me some sparkle. Do I think it mixes with the antique? Of course it does. And who says you have to wear it with antiques anyway? This is that tiny sterling acorn. I think it's darling. I'm not sure if it had a stone acorn or anything else with it. But we're going to sell it as is. This is the Connemara Marble Lucky Bean. It's sterling. Now, the Lucky Acorn is on gold, so I will show that tomorrow. I'm looking around and thinking, is there anything left but bracelets to measure? I don't think. Oh, pendants. Sterling pendants or Czechoslovakian, you know, silver plated. For each one of these little cubes, there is a necklace. And if you're interested in any of those colors, I will take them out. I'll show you any color you want. I think let's get to the bracelets, and then I'm going to try and get myself to bed and get rid of this headache so I can get up tomorrow and shoot the gold video. Oh, I didn't tell you this modern Scottish piece, how long it is. I'm so sorry. It's about 5.5 inches long. I will show it to you on the torque, just so you can get an idea. They are a listed silversmith. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. People think because I sell vintage and antique. Now, I think this is vintage. I do believe it is over 20 years old. But you think because I sell vintage and antique that I don't, and fine jewelry for the most part, that I don't like costume. You think that I don't like modern. You think I only like, you know, certain eras. It's not true. I love jewelry. I love beautifully, tastefully, and classic jewelry. That includes some modern, not a whole lot, to be quite honest with you, but some. It also includes costume. There's absolutely a place for costume in your jewelry. It is wonderful to accessorize with. It's fantastic if you have a job where you don't want to wear fine jewelry to, or you just want to change up your look. Do I believe in investing a ton of money in it? No. If you're going to invest your money, and if you are going to invest in costume, at least, for God's sakes, buy costume that is either sterling or signed, that's going to keep some of its value. Now, are there unsigned beauties? Absolutely. But that's a topic for another day. Let's show the bracelets, and I'm going to get my bottom side to bed. Do I start with the Scottish first, or do I start with the Art Deco surprise? Let's go for the surprise. Because you've seen most of, not all, absolutely not all of the Scottish pieces, but you haven't seen this. This is the largest moonstone bracelet that I have ever had. They are literally, every one of the beautiful blue cabochon is the size of a ring. The stones are the size of a ring. It's just a little over 7 inches long. Sugarloaf cut moonstone in sterling. Now you might think, oh, she's gonna show us all the same things. No, not from the jewelry, not all the same jewelry that I did from the Sunday haul. Now, this one is citrine crystal and rhodium plated Art Deco Scottish thistle. This is the chalcedony and the chrysoprase. This is incredible Art Nouveau piece with the thistle links. Moss agate, chalcedony, or carnelian, chalcedony, and banded agate. Now, if any of these are a little, you know, not your style, this one has a dog clip, and it is beautiful tiger's eye, amethyst, moss agate, rose quartz, carnelian, chalcedony, and banded agate. Now I say that one has a dog clip because this one has a spring ring and a safety, and it's chalcedony, carnelian, rose quartz, moss agate, carnelian, banded agate, and amethyst. Now these are Art Deco. Of course, one bracelet's going to tangle. There is a new fantastic Art Deco marcasite and chrysoprase bracelet. Just absolutely gorgeous. Just over 7 inches. I'm sorry I didn't tell you the length on these. Now the first one's about 7. The second one, believe it or not, is nearly 8. The Art Nouveau is nearly 8. The Decos, that one's nearly 8, and this one's about 7.5. And the marcasite is just about 7.5. I wear 6 3/4 inch wrists, but it feels very comfortable on me with a bit of room. There is a gorgeous pannier. With a tassel and this beautiful Anthicus Victorian ball charm. T-bar, you could use this for an Albertina, you know, for your pocket watch, or you could wear it as a bracelet. Either way, it is just incredibly beautiful. And if you thought we were done with the sterling, we're not. It's big, it's heavy, it's Victorian. Stunning agate, an agate fob, or sterling. Mid-Victorian, 1860s, 1870s. With that shield fob. I will give you a quick measurement on the new sterling bracelets. The cuffs. This one is just about 2 1/4 inches across. I wear 6 3/4 and it fits me fine. The pierced is 2 1/2 across. And 1 1/4 inches high. This one is completely hallmarked inside. Just about 2.5. And just about 1 inch high. Two and a quarter, so smaller wrist, and 1 inch high. Just over 2 inches. This is very small. You're gonna have to have a 6, 6 1/4 max. But it's incredible. I've told you if it fit me, it would go nowhere. It's 1.5 inches high. I paused on this the other day because I couldn't remember who the prolific silversmith was. It is a Charles Horner. It is a Victorian bangle. And it's 2.5 inches. You want to look up Charles Horner. If you're going to buy a Victorian bangle, that's the one to buy. Other than George Jensen, I mean, Charles Horner is nearly as well known as George Jensen. Of course, George Jensen was Danish. I would have had to put this twisted Victorian bangle on here. It's very difficult to get off of it. The bracelet holder. It is very pretty. That one's 2.5, but I wouldn't recommend it over 6 3/4, to be quite honest with you. Just because they're fiddly. But it's so pretty. Look at the work and the detail on that bracelet. It's just beautiful. This Art Nouveau is so pretty. That is all repoussé. And also hard for me to get into. I'm sorry, my hands hurt too bad tonight to open this up. It's been a long day, guys. Yeah, it's just about a 7.5. It's a type of Amphicus leaf. And it is 835 silver. So, not sterling. Just a lower grade. Now, this bracelet is completely adjustable because it's a converted watch chain. You need to put something on that. Maybe a pretty fob. Or maybe someone will buy one of the acorns. But it is all of the links are completely hallmarked. It is a Victorian watch chain converter bracelet. I think that's about it. Yay. Thank you for stopping in and having a look at vintage and the antique sterling. mostly Scottish pieces. And I will see you all tomorrow. I'll record a video in my morning of the antique and the vintage gold pieces. Have a wonderful rest of your evening.